Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tripper Clancy Field, home of Babe Ruth baseball, for the second of the two games here. Out at first base, and that ends the inning, and I'll explain that to you. Play goes 6-3 on Matt Lewis. This is the continuation of the game that started the other night and got rained out. There were two outs. Doney was the runner at first base. Lewis was the hitter, and that was the third out at first base, turned over by Peabody as they made the play on Lewis. They tried to play this game at Peabody earlier in the week, this being Saturday, and the weather came. They just couldn't play. It got canceled. They have to play each team twice. So they had to come, Peabody had to come here to play the regular game, which was the first game here today, and Peabody lost to Lynn in the first game 7-4. So this is the continuation of that one. They figured rather than everybody traveling all over the place trying to get the field maybe ready in Peabody, that they would just stay here and play a doubleheader and get the two games in. So that's where we stand. That was the top of the first inning. There were already two outs and a runner at first base when they made that play for the third out. So that's where we are. We'll move into the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Jaden Vargas, the shortstop, leading off. Brady Jenkins, the second baseman, bats second. Catching and batting third, Andrew McKenna. The first baseman, Alex Jackson, hits fourth. Batting fifth and playing third base, Brian Stevens. The center fielder, Sam Bowman, who had 3 hits of the 5 hits Peabody had in the first game earlier. He got 3 of them. Joey Sinibaldi, and I apologize to Joey Sinibaldi. Paul Perillo, the head coach of Peabody, is a very good friend. I didn't read his writing, and I pronounced the name 8 different ways in the first game, but I got it right this one. Sinibaldi is pitching and batting 7th. TJ Perillo, the coach's son, is the EH, batting 8th. Johnny Ogles, the right fielder, it's number 9. And Chris Martinello, the left fielder, will bat 10th. And for those of you, again, who are seeing this for the first time, they do hit 10. The extra hitter is an extra hitter. They're not hitting for somebody. They're not a designated player. They are an extra hitter. Levy De Silva is on the mound for Lynn, as I mentioned, they're the visitors in this one. So Peabody looking for a split. Lynn looking to go 4-0, and they'll move on. This is anybody that wins 2 games moves on to pool play, which is 1 single elimination, trying to get to the states, the regionals, and the nationals. As the sun starts to pop up, it's right in our face. Quickly, 2 swings and misses by Jaden Vargas. He was the starting pitcher in the first game. Gave up 4 runs, but 3 of them were unearned. Low for a ball. Strike 3 call, good pitch. So we're up to date. Now, first game is played. The start of this game got underway, and now we're in the full swing of things. Just as we do that, the sun is coming out. And it has to be right over third base, right in our face. Swing and a miss, Brady Jenkins. We mentioned again, Levy De Silva on the mound. Low for a ball. Paul Perillo, the coach for Peabody, is the guy you see on TV with Patriots work. Every once in a while he'll appear with Felger and Maz on their program, but he's on the same station. We worked together 100 years ago at the Herald. I haven't seen him for a long time. It was good to get back with him. In for strike 3. Auspicious start to Silver. 2 called strikes. 2 called strikeouts. Andrew McKenna, the catcher. And I didn't find out, I meant to find out between games whether he is related to the famous McKenna family. Bob McKenna was the outstanding basketball coach at St. John's Prep. The other McKennas were coaches as well. De Silva can bring it. This is the 14-year-old group. There's 3 of them, 13, 14, 15. Low again for a ball. And again, a big tip of the hat. This being Saturday, last night, Andover played Lynn here. The game got stopped in the top of the 6th inning. Lynn won it 4-0. And that's a walk after 2 strikeouts. The rains came very hard. They were supposed to play these games at 10 o'clock this morning. I said, no way, they won't even play on Saturday. But the grounds crew here, they had a whole group of people that came. I'm not going to mention anybody because I'll miss somebody. But they had a whole bunch of 15, 20 guys who came down. Some of them stayed last night after the game because the rain stopped a little while and they tried to clear the water out from the outfield and infield, and they came back today, did a lot of job, and you look at this field, you wouldn't even know it rained. So a tip of the hat. They do a tremendous job anyway with the work they do with all the kids during the summer, keeping the kids busy, and they do it for 0. They don't get a penny. And I talk to some of them and I say, there are people here in the city of Lynn that if they don't drive by this place, they don't know it exists. And that's a shame. They don't get any notoriety at all. And they do such great work. So congratulations to all these great, and they do it all, like the Peabody guys, giving their time and effort, practice, getting your fields ready, making sure the uniforms are all set. They do an awful lot of work for no money at all. This is Alex Jackson, the first baseman. I talked to Paul Perillo and his assistant before the game. I said, thank God this isn't basketball. You look at some of these Peabody kids like Jackson up at bat, he's well over 6 feet. He's a huge target. Call, 3rd strike. Strikes out the side, gives up the walk. But they leave a base runner. Both teams leave a base runner. We played an inning. Lynn nothing, Peabody nothing at the end of 1. I didn't do it for Lynn, I'll do it now. Levy De Silva, the pitcher, leads off. Alex Lara catching that second. The right fielder, Josh Donnie, hits 3rd. Batting 4th is the 3rd baseman, Matt Lewis. The extra hitter, Shea Newhall, bats 5th. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, hits number 6. Richie Avery will play first base and bat 7th. Andy Barris, the left fielder, hits number 8. Gilly Galva, as that ball's hit the center field, trying to make the shoestring catch. It gets by. Newhall will be in at second base with a double. Avery, the first baseman, bats 7th. Barris, left fielder, bats 8th. Gilly Galva, the right fielder, bats 9th. Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman, bats 10th. That was Shea Newhall, the extra hitter, getting that double, dumping it in front. Center field to try to make the shoestring catch. It skipped by him, and Newhall winds up with a double. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Solid shot, but he pulled it foul past third base. Figueroa is the shortstop for Lynn. So Lynn is already going to move on. They've already won 3. You have to win 2. If you win 2 games, you move on. Peabody's trying to get there. They don't want to lose this one, but if they do, I believe they have a doubleheader Monday against Andover. So they would be out of the gun. I think both Andover and Peabody would have to win those 2 games. Unless Peabody can win this one, then a split would get them to move on. The program has dwindled. There aren't that many teams. Hit to third. They make the play. They throw Figueroa out, 5-3. Third baseman Stevens to first baseman Jackson for the first out. Newhall moves within 90 feet of giving Lynn a lead in the second inning. Richie Avery, the first baseman, will be the hitter. And I mention every time he hits, this is the 14-year-old version of Babe Ruth All-Stars. He was the starting first baseman for the Lynn Tech varsity baseball team. You know what? Elwell loves to get that suicide squeeze or bunt. Get the runner home from third. Avery got the bunt down, but it went foul. Michigan side. Again, this is Joey Sinibaldi. I'm glad I finally got it right. The way they wrote it, I couldn't pronounce the name the first time I did it 12 different ways and never did get it right. Hit deep to right field, way over the right fielder's head. He got all of that one. He's going to stay at second. Now he's going to go. They cut it off. He's going to go with a triple. He got all of that one. That was as high as it was deep over the right fielder's head for a triple. His father is coaching first base. His father is the guy that is the caretaker for Frazier Field and Manning Field. Does a great job over there, especially this year with weather and COVID and different schedules. He's beaming coaching first base. Popped up. It's going to go out of play. Andy Barris, the left fielder, wants to at least put the ball in play to get a second run in. That was a shot and a half by Avery. Throw over to third. Avery gets back standing up. That sun ducked behind a cloud. It's good. A nice little breeze. It's comfortable here. Line to left field. In for a base hit. Barris gets a base hit. Gilly Galvin, if he could hit a home run, Lynn would hit for the cycle here in the first inning, a second inning. They got a double, a triple, and a single. Galver is the right fielder. Lynn stole 9 bases, and now they're going to off and running again. They throw it down, in with a stolen base. It goes into center field, and he's going to scoot over to third. So the stolen base and the throwing error puts him at third base with one out. Another solid shot. Galva gets a base hit and an RBI. Lynn sounding off here in the second inning. They got 3 on the board. Still one out with the runner at first. The runner takes off. They don't even throw it. Another stolen base. They had 9 in the first game. They're 2 for 2 here in the second inning. Jaden Driscoll had a nice game. Made a couple of nice plays. One very nice play at second base. He had 2 hits, scored a run, knocked in a run. Not bad for your number 10 hitter. Three runs in, a runner at second, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Down and away. High for a ball. Smattering of fans here down the left field line in the bleachers. Over behind home plate. They brought their chairs sitting behind home plate. There's a few out in the outfield sitting in their cars or sitting outside. You can sit out there and watch. Driscoll draws a walk. So 2 on, 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Levy De Silva. Flied out to right field. We didn't see him fly out to right field because it happened at Peabody the other night. He was the first out in that inning that was shut down quickly because of the bad weather. In for a strike. So he's 0 for 1. This is pitcher against pitcher. De Silva can help himself here. Time was called to get people into the dugout and get them. All that area was in play. Solid shot by first base, foul. De Silva hit it solidly, but got in front just enough to pull it by first base, foul. And he does it again. 2 hard shots, but both foul past first base. A double, an out, a triple, a single. And there are a couple of stolen bases, a walk, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 Lynn. High for a ball. And they still have 2-1 with 1 out. Silva asked for time and got it. He stepped out. So the second, getting back, standing up, is Galva. High and tight for a ball. Count evens at 2. It might have been ball 3, but he liked it, fouled it off. Count stays 2-2. Again, they throw to second. Again, Galva gets back. And he hits him with the pitch. So the bases are juiced for Alex Lara, the catcher, who flied out to center field. That was also in Peabody the other night. They're looking to go 4-0, and they're getting right to it here in the second inning, putting 3 on the board. And they've gone long ball, especially with Richie Avery. Now they throw the ball to third base. Galva was the one that kept throwing over to second, trying to catch. Now they're trying to catch him off third. Way inside, off the catcher, the run's going to score. They throw it away, and the second run is going to score. Great hustle by Driscoll. Galva scores on the wild pitch. Driscoll goes to third in the wild pitch. He just kept going. When they threw the ball home to the pitcher trying to get the runner scoring, they threw it over the pitcher's head. It went to the mound. Driscoll just kept going. He scores. They get Lara for the second out. But he gets an RBI on his ground ball to the pitcher. Because De Silva scored. Six runs in. Josh Doney was the last batter they hit in Peabody. He got a base hit, and the game was rained out. Hits it high in the air to right field. And there's the one-handed catch. That's become a trademark for almost everybody. Lynn sends 8 to the plate. 6 of them score. 2 big errors by Peabody. A couple of stolen bases, a hit batsman. And it's 6-0 Lynn as we move into the bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7 for Peabody as we start the bottom of the second inning. Brian Stevens, the third baseman, will lead it off. De Silva gave up a walk in the first inning, but he struck out the side. Now he's been staked to a 6-0 lead. He got 4 hits, a walk, 2 errors, and a hit batsman in that inning. First strike, they almost hit for the cycle. They got a triple, double, single. Low for a ball. Great hustle on the base pass. Driscoll scoring all the way from second. He went to third in the wild pitch. When he threw the ball back to the mound, it went astray. He just kept going, didn't stop, wound up scoring. And that allowed De Silva to go to third after he got hit by a pitch. And he scored on the ground ball to the pitcher. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. That's the first swing. The first 3 strikeouts he got were called. Sam Bowman, we told you, he got 3 hits in the first game. He got 3 hits. Peabody got 5. That looked like a little off-speed curveball. It broke a little late, stayed inside. It got Bowman backing away. Low for a ball. Weather's cooperated. All of a sudden, there's white clouds, blue skies. Missing down and in. In for a strike. Strike 3 call. What a pitch. That had a little bit of mustard on it. 2 up, 2 down in the second. Joey Sinibaldi, the pitcher, is the hitter. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. Three pitches. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings for Levy De Silva. Peabody is down in the second. We've completed 2 in this 14-year-old state tournament game. Lynn leading Peabody 6-0. Matt Lewis, the third baseman, will lead it off. This is Gio Batista. He's hitting for Lewis. In for a strike. Lewis was the starting pitcher in the first game. Got the win. Solid shot in the center field for a base hit. So for the second inning in a row, Lynn has the leadoff hitter on. Shea Newhall hit one in the center field when he tried to make the shoestring catch. It dropped and went by the center field. He wound up with a double. scored the first run of the ball game. The runner takes off, in standing up with a stolen base. Sometimes they don't even throw it. But even when they throw it, they just haven't been able to even come close to stopping Lynn from running. Hits it the other way, it's going to go foul. I thought they said foul. The runner at second base didn't go anywhere. It's a base hit for Newhall. I got confused when the runner at second didn't go anywhere. He stayed right on the bag. And then when it dropped, he stayed on the bag, so I thought they called it foul. But Newhall's got a base hit, his second, and it's 2-1 with nobody out. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, is the hitter. He gets out of the way of that pitch and it goes to the backstop. So second and third with nobody out. Lynn already leading 6-0. Looking to add to that. In for a strike. 1-1 to the Lynn shortstop. Christian Figueroa. Waves it. He was way out in front of that pitch. Waved at it for strike two. Solid shot. 1 run scores. It was hit high. The left fielder got to it. Held the runner at third. So Figueroa's got an RBI single. First and third for now. Avery takes the pitch for a strike. He hit it a rocket over the right fielder's head for a triple. Knocking in the first run, scoring the second run. Hit foul. The pitcher goes to, they throw the ball to second. They've got him hooked up. The runner's going to score. And they just keep running him back. And they throw it away. They had him dead to rights. They were trying to buy themselves a run. Figueroa just started to walk towards second base. Pitcher stepped off, had him picked off. Everybody got involved, and they finally threw it in the dirt into left field. The error allows Figueroa to reach second base. Another run in. Little soft pop half line drive to the third baseman. For the first out. Hit it right at the third baseman. Andy Barris got a base hit. Knocked it a run and scored a run. High for a ball. As that sun starts to break out again. Looks like the rest of the weekend is going to be pretty good for a change. Figueroa gets back standing up on the throw over to second. Popped up by third base foul. Hit in the air. Long run for everybody. They're not going to get there. It bounces in for a base hit. Ferris will be in with a double. The runner only got to third because he had to wait to see if the ball would be caught, and he stayed at second base. So second and third with one out for Lynn. Gilly Galva got a base hit, knocked in a run and scored a run. As that sun now really comes out right in our face. Swing and a miss. So Galva has an RBI, base hit. He's also scored a run. And he's got to get a chance for more with second and third and one out. Popped foul, it's going to go out of play. Not a lot of room in foul territory anywhere. Out in left field, right field. Especially left field. Right field, from home plate down, a little bit of room. Pop foul again. Down and away for a ball. Nice job by McKenna, the catcher, to go get that. They almost got him at third base. High and tight for a ball. Low for a ball. So he was ahead of Galva. Now he's got to come in with a pitch or put him on. Martinello, the left fielder, makes a very nice play. Takes a base hit away. Galva hit that very well. Martinello went to his left. Made the nice play, but Figueroa will score the third run of the inning. Galva gets his second RBI. Driscoll hits it to short. Long throw across the diamond. They get him. That's a nice play. Vargas, the shortstop, had to make that long throw across the diamond. They get Driscoll for the third out, but Lynn keeps adding. They get three more. They now lead Peabody 9-0 as we move into the bottom half of the third inning. Lynn has moved people all over the place. Barris, the left fielder, has gone to third base. The right fielder, Galver, is the new pitcher. So De Silva goes 2 innings. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. This is T.J. Perillo, the extra hitter. Actually, he's not the extra hitter because they just happen to notice he went to play first base. So you can interchange positions all over the place. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the beat goes on for strikeouts. Johnny Oglis, the right fielder. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. In for a strike. 1-1. Lynn's got some young right-handers that can throw. One, two, the count quickly. De Silva in this one now. Galva, Lewis in the first game. Pachado finished up 2 innings. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Galva picks up where De Silva left off. Chris Martinello, the left fielder. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. That was almost in the catcher's glove when he swung at that one. Hit foul. Waves at that pitch for strike 3. 3 innings, 9 strikeouts. We finished 3 here at the Chipper Clancy Field. 9-0 Lynn over Peabody. Top of the order as we start the 4th inning for Lynn. Comfortably on top here. The new pitcher will be Dylan Jerzak. And De Silva is the hitter. He flied to right, got hit by a pitch and scored. High for a ball. Hit foul for a strike. 1-2. Peabody now in the process of trying to save pitching with the pitch count, having to play and over a doubleheader on either Monday or Tuesday. And they'll have to win both of those. Low for a ball. They got one hit in the first inning out, and that was hit in Peabody. They came back here to Lynn. They've got 8 hits in 2 innings. Hit up in the air. Third baseman calls off the pitcher and makes the play. 1 up, 1 down in the 4th. Alex Lara, the catcher, he's done a nice job behind the plate. He flied to center, bounced to the pitcher when he threw the pitcher out. The runner from third scored, so we got an RBI. High for a ball. Line shot into left field. Almost like he was chopping wood. Ripped that one into left field for a base hit. Josh Stoney singled. That was the last hitter, as I mentioned before, in Peabody before they got rained out. Came back here and flied out to right field. In for a strike. Lynn leading 9-0. They're not running. Every time they get somebody on base, they've been stealing bases. Lara's just staying at first base. Swing and a miss. Hit over the second baseman's head. That's going to be a base hit. Tony's got a base hit. Lara had a hold up momentarily, just not knowing whether the second baseman could get to it or not. The center fielder certainly wasn't going to get to it. So 2 on with 1 out. Into right field for a base hit. 3 straight hits load the bases. That was Gio Batista with his second hit. Shane Newhall doubled and scored, singled and scored. And it's not Shea Newhall. It's a pinch hitter. I believe this is John Pachado. So Pachado was hitting for Newhall. In for a strike. 1 out, 3 on. High for a ball. Hits him on the back. He gets an RBI. Bases are still loaded for Christian Figueroa, who grounded out, singled in a run and scored. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. High for a ball. So it started out innocently enough with a pop-up to third base, but Lynn didn't rip the ball, the cover off the ball. They got 3 base hits, but they were little bloop singles. Now a hit batsman. They've scored for the 3rd straight inning, and they're in double digits at 10-0. High for a ball. In for a strike, taking all the way. Hit high in the air. Long run for the left fielder. Not going to get there. It drops in for a base hit. Figueroa gets his 2nd RBI. The bases are still loaded for Rich Avery, who hit a shot and a half over the right fielder's head. Might have been over the fence at Frazier. Certainly would have been close. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Then he hit a little half line drive, half pop-up right at the third baseman his last time up. He's the 7th hitter in the inning. Gets by, but Lynn's not running. So Peabody got him out in the 1st inning, but 6 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 2 more here in the 4th, and they still have the bases loaded with 1 out. 4 hits and 5 batters, throw in a hit batsman. On the verge of walking in a run. So Avery gets his 2nd RBI with the walk. It's a little different than the first game. Peabody hung around there, lost 7-4. Right now it's an even dozen. And the bases are loaded for Andy Burris, who has singled and doubled. Knocked in a run, scored a run. High for a ball. In for a strike. We mentioned Peabody try to, as best they can, to save pitching for the coming up against Andover. They're going to have to win those 2 games to move on. Hit a long way to left field, over the left fielder's head. Two more runs they're going to score. Batista's got his second hit. Excuse me, he's got his third hit. Andy Barris, excuse me, he's got his third hit. This one knocks in 2 runs. Still only 1 out. Gilly Galva singled in a run and scored. Lined out to left field, getting an RBI. So he's 1 for 1 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Harris has got a single, a double, and a single. Solid shot by the third baseman. Avery goes to third. Harris goes to second. Galva's got his second hit. Jaden Driscoll walked, scored a run, grounded out short to first. He's the 10th hitter in the inning. Hits it foul. Back out of play. High for a ball. Five runs in, 1 out. It drops in for a base hit. They had the play at second. They make the play at third. They didn't have to tag him. They called the infield fly on Driscoll for the second out. And they did have to make the tag at third because Avery scores on the play. Infield fly is the second out. The run at third, but Avery's run scores. So they bat 10. They score 6. They've got 5 field goals. They lead 15-0 over Peabody as we move into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gilly Galva starts his second inning. Hit to right field, foul ball. Just hook foul. They move everybody all over the place because this is supposed to be the number 1 hit of Vargas. Trapped out front. They'll make the play. One away. As Galva helps himself. Gabe Turner is the hitter. Galva in his second inning of work. He struck out the side his first inning. Hit in the left field for a base hit. McKenna, the catcher, is the hitter. In for a strike. So the second base runner for Peabody, the first hit. Turner, the pinch hitter, gets a hit. Down and away for a ball. In for a strike. They look like a little bit of a breaking ball. The runner Turner coming back to first base actually fell down, wound up laying across the bag on that throw over. Hit in the air. Going to go out of play off to the right side. Just protecting the plate there. He just reached out, tapped the ball foul. Almost a one-handed swing. Curveball in for a strike. He backed out of the way. All but one out has been a strikeout. That out was a throwout by the pitcher. Alex Jackson is the hitter. Swings and misses. This is a very big strike zone. Nice stop by Lara, the catcher. We mentioned before, he's done a nice job behind the plate. Hit in the air, it's going to go out of play. The runner takes off, and the curveball gets him. So the starting pitcher, De Silva, struck out 6 in the first 2 innings. Galva has come on and struck out 5 in the next 2. We finished 4 We move into what could be the last inning with the mercy rule kicking in. Lynn leading it 15-0 over Peabody at the end of 4. I take it back. They don't have to play 5 innings. I thought they had to play 5 innings. They only
15 after 4.
It's 15 after 4, 10 after 5, and the 15 runs wipe it out. So Lynn wins it in 4 innings. They sweep the doubleheader. Peabody will drop to 0-2. Lynn will go to 4-0. Gabe Turner, the only base hit for Peabody. McKenna drew a walk for the only 2 base runners. Every out, with the exception of 1, was a strikeout. De Silva struck out 6. Galva struck out 5. The only other out was a ground ball. The pitcher threw the hitter out at first base. Lynn got 6 in the 2nd inning, 3 in the 3rd inning, 6 in the 4th inning to make it 15-0. De Silva, the starting pitcher, he was the leadoff hitter. He got hit by a pitch, scored a run. Lara had an RBI, singled, and scored. Josh Doney had 2 base hits, scored a run. Gio Batista had 2 base hits, scored 2 runs. Shea Newell had a double, a single, got hit by a pitch, scored 3 runs, had an RBI with that. Excuse me, it was not Shea, it was Pachado who got hit by the pitch hitting for Newell. So Newell had a double and a single and scored a run. Christian Figueroa had 2 singles, scored 2, had 2 RBI. Richie Avey had that mammoth triple, drew a walk, knocked in 2, scored 2. Andy Barris had a single, a double, a single, knocked in 3 and scored a run. Gilly Galva, who came on and mopped up on the mound, had 2 singles, knocked in 2, scored a run. Jaden Driscoll had a walk, scored a run, had an RBI. As everybody got involved, they win it 15-0. They sweep the doubleheader over Peabody. They go 4-0, and I guess they'll have to wait now to see. They move on to what will be single elimination next, but they'll wait to see who and where they play next. Peabody will have to win their next 2 games to stay alive, but Galva and De Silva combine on a 1-hitter. And Lynn wins it 15-0 with everybody getting involved, and especially Barris, who had 2 singles, a double, knocked in 3 and scored 1. So a good team effort by Lynn. They win it 15-0 over Peabody. They sweep the doubleheader. They go 4-0, and now they'll wait to see who they play. And again, Peabody will have to win their doubleheader coming up on either Monday or Tuesday. So we hope you enjoyed it. 15-0 Lynn over Peabody. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.